On your feet. Get them going.
Get them going. Get them going. Good afternoon. Good evening. Good morning. Whatever the case may be. Welcome to Cross Examinations. I'm your host, Mike S. Miller. You are on Blacklist Universe. Like, share, subscribe, join the channel. Whatever. You're here either because you want to be entertained, you want to learn something, or you're here out of spite. Whatever the purpose of your visit, thank you for being here, and I hope you have an enjoyable time, whatever you do. This Warren identifies as this woman. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, the crazy lady on the screen. Right. That was the my thumbnail for this image. All right, so what's going on? Guys, had a wonderful Sabbath day of rest. I went to church in the morning. You know, we hung out a bit after, chatted with some peoples, came home. I fell asleep and didn't wake up until I was already late to get to high school group. So it was a day of rest, and rest I did. And then after that, played several games of Age of Empires, as I like to do on a Sunday, and got my butt handed to me several times. Even with Elijah on my team, I still got my butt handed to me. I'll pick Spite for 300, Alex. Mike is old. Well, it was why I didn't get enough sleep the night before. I don't remember why I was up so late. I might have been playing Age of Empires Saturday night as well. You never know. And then today, I've been listening to this audiobook. Where is it? It's called Shadow of the Conqueror. So I've been kind of distracted from the things and the stuff. I took my walk. I'm clean. I'm refreshed. I'm awake. I've got like one sip left on my coffee. Let me finish that, and then we can just get going here. All right, two sips, and then wash it down with some water. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm ready to rock and roll. So how's everybody doing? Let's say hello to Hattie Ho. There's some people here. Let's move this over here. So how's everybody? Mute me. Like and share. Whoops, I forgot to do that myself. Like and share. Savoir faire. Holy cow. Did you guys see how many people that last cross-examinations with Doug has 1,300 views? That's like 1,000 extra views from just a normal cross-examinations have been getting around 300-400 views. So let me also share this to Facebook. Post to Facebook. What am I going to do when I hit Psalm 119? Read it? What? I'm not sure what you're. Oh, that was from the other show. Dang, all this stuff keeps popping up on my screen. I'm like paying attention to it, and I shouldn't be. It's good to get away from things and the stuff every once in a while. Indeed, right? Indeed. Let's say hi to some people in here. 27 people watching now. Back to normal. Although we are going to talk a little bit about Doug today because, dang, it's starting again. We thought it was over. We thought the whole. Well, I don't know if we thought it was over, but we were in a lull. With the SJWs and their Trump derangement. I thought maybe, it was Trump derangement, and then that's what caused all of the just crazy. There's always been leftists in my industry. There's in Hollywood and all the industries. There's always been the leftists who, want to conform people, however you want to put it. They've always been there. But after Trump got elected, wow, things went bananas. Things went ape crap bananas for a lot of people. People I'd been working with for decades, people I've been friends with for decades. They let their Trump derangement syndrome absolutely break them, and relationships were lost, damaged, broken, whatever you want to say. And a lot of these people just went bananas on Twitter and on Facebook and whatever. Right? I mean, we all watched it. It's what spawned, essentially, Comicsgate. It is. Trump getting elected, it gave half the people hope, and it absolutely broke half the people. So there it is. Let's say hi to some people. Jay Hamilton, Rhaegar Targaryen, Ray Thulu, Dark Admiral Marcher, Shelly Rena, Jeff Potts, Kuzmeti, Dennis Baroche, Fizz Pop, Brett Seagraves, and Lady Celtic Moon, Sharon Marlowe, Dry Designs. Anyone else who I have missed, I do apologize, but I can't just go through that whole list. Mecca says, well, it's anything. Wait. It's anything but Dems derangement syndrome these days. You can't say I don't care about anything but me, so I'm going to vote third party. Crossing Comics says it's too bad Comicsgate has become so divided since then. I do wish y'all could get along. Well, that's not going to happen. But that's not the point. It's and it's because I think we're heading into election season again. It's kind of boiling back up. So people, Dan Slott has come out. This other dude, the attack on Sean Gordon Murphy and Doug. This is all related, I think, to the political tensions boiling up again, right? And boy, come November, when Trump gets reelected, any modicum of sanity these people had left it's cracking. They're going bananas. They're going bananas. Everyone's taking their positions and hunkering down. Yeah, so but the glorious thing. Let's go here real quick. Backer tracker. Tracker Bigfoot Bill. I just want to show you guys what happened. What happened? Share screen. When the SJWs came after Doug TenNapel, Sean Gordon Murphy, for how dare you actually have a cover done by Sean Gordon Murphy. Look at this. This was that day. Look, it was, this is how campaigns go. You taper down. He's doing about $1,500 a day, roughly. Bam! That day, $5,000. Next day, $2,200. Next day, heading back towards normal. So if you add the 700 plus 35, that made him well over an extra $4,000 above what he was averaging, which I'm pretty sure was more money than having a Sean Gordon Murphy cover was going to make him. So thank you to all the people who just hate Doug TenNapel and brought him all this press and attention that got his book pumped up. And yeah, thank you very much. I mean, that doesn't help me any, but I'm glad to see this backfiring on those morons so that our good friend Doug can make more money. off of your anger, bitterness, resentment. Dare I say spite? But these weren't spite bucks. Were they spite bucks? Were people buying? No, people were buying to support, not to spite, to support Doug. God bless him. Mecca says, I miss the old times when nobody cared about comic book pros and their opinions. It's never been the case, Mecca. It's never been the case. All right, let's see. What is the topic then? From Bounding into Comics, Avengers Assemble and the Librarians producer, Geoffrey Thorne, describes the Republican Party as death profiteers. Of course you do. Let's see who Geoffrey Thorne is. I went to his IMDb page. He is the producer on... let's see. Producer on a few TV series. Power Book 2? Oh, it's in pre-production. All right. Avengers Assemble TV series, 23 episodes. Uncharted Regions TV series, 1 episode. The Librarians. I never did watch that. Anybody watch that? 2015. So let's see. Leverage. 2012. So he did a show in 2012, 2015, 2018 to 19, and now he's doing something else. So, but this guy is a bit piece actor. Not hating on bit piece actors, but I don't know. I've never heard of him before, so I had to look him up and see who he was. Jeff quit a solid career as an actor. Yes, cold turkey, to focus on being a professional writer, breaking in as a Star Trek tie-in novelist and a finalist in the renowned Writers of the Future Science Fiction Contest. Jeff went on to write for the hit series Law and Order, Criminal Intent, Leverage, and The Librarians, which he produced, so he hired himself. All right, so this article goes back to what Dan Slott was saying with his, coming right back out the gate. This administration is not on top of this emergency. They've ignored or contradicted their own experts. People are dying. And Trump went golfing in his resort again and profited off of it. These aren't opinions, they're facts. Who, in good faith, could support this man in November? Me? Absolutely. Can't wait. Oh, wait. Did he edit it? Slott previously tweeted the exact same message, except the previous tweet he added, I'm not saying F you for voting for him. I'm saying F you if you vote for him again. Oh, cry, Dan. Cry. And then this Thorne dude, white supremacists, sexual predators, and their sympathizers, death profiteers. So basically, the Republican Party. Bigot. Listen, white folks who aren't losing your crap about relatively minor demographic shifts in the USA, can you please check your brethren who are freaking the F out? We, by definition, can't influence them, and they're poised to burn this country down rather than actually share. He also believes that MAGA supporters hate the POC and LGBT people enough to burn the country down rather than standing on equal footing. They don't. They're indifferent to our military. They hate people of color and LGBT people enough to burn the country down rather than stand on equal footing. As long as Trump's screwing them, he could shoot his wife in the White House lawn and they wouldn't blink. Jeez, what a horrible person. I don't even want to read any more of this. This guy's terrible. This guy's trash. There's so much hate and vitriol and just spite and how can you live like that? How can you? It's like oh my gosh, that pro-abortion rally where it's like those people standing up there just screaming, my abortion has made me happy. Don't I look happy? Oh, it was so frustrating. But these people just get deranged. It's the only word. That's why Trump derangement syndrome is a thing, because they're nuts. They've lost their ability to be rational, to think that people who disagree with them might be normal, reasonable people who just happen to have a different point of view. Is it that so hard? Is it so hard? It is for some people because they've stopped using their brain and they've allowed their emotions to run roughshod over their reasoning. See what you guys are talking about in the chat. Bing. I'm going to scroll back up a little bit here. Humans always argue even when they share beliefs. Just look at Christianity with all its denominations. That's true. That's true. Comics Crossing. It's hilarious. The left had 4 years to come up with a good candidate and failed miserably. It is true. It is true. Neil Adams goes off on Trump every day. I don't follow Neil Adams, so I don't really care. Hello, hand. Creeping hand. What's funny about the whole thing with the SJW is the more they hate talk, the more Trump voters they create, the more money CG makes. Well, that seemed to be the way it worked, right? Because the whole Mark Wade thing and the whole, I mean, you had everybody just going off back 2 years ago, and yeah, CG made a lot of money then, making a lot less now. Clownfish TV says Dry Designs Network. Clownfish TV would call this a Joker scenario. You know what? Let me move this one over here so I can read and highlight comments at the same time. All right. Clownfish TV would call this a Joker scenario. Whenever the left says to hate something, it gets more popularity, like the 2019 Joker movie. I don't know. You think so? I guess that's a possibility. It's there is backlash, right? When people see you getting stomped on unfairly by the left, people want to support you, right? People want to say, "Hey, look, that's not fair. This is good stuff." And by the way, thanks for letting me know. Is Monster Hunt shipping separately from Lone Star, or will we have to wait till that's done as well? If you ordered both, then you're gonna wait. If you only ordered Lone Star, then you'll get Lone Star probably first. Nope, never watched it. Nope. So he's just a producer. Yeah, and he hires himself as a writer. So not interested in those shows. No, I never watched any of them. Not even the Avengers Assembled one. Law and Order CI sucked. SVU is where it's at. Let's see. Did Lone Star ship? No, it is not shipped. I am actually going to check my email again. Bill was supposed to deliver letters to yesterday. So let me just, while I'm remembering. Just respond real quick. Sunday was yesterday. My passive aggressive way of saying, where's my flipping book? All right. Triggered. Oh no, the Trump apocalypse is happening again. Trump 2020. It is. It is absolutely happening again. It's going to be glorious and frightening because I think a lot of these people are going to. Honestly, I'm afraid that some of these guys might actually go like Weather Underground level crazy. You know, I hope not. But his first election made them so crazy. What is going to happen second time around? Cosmetti says, what about MAGA people of color and LGBT people, though? Those are obviously like race traitors and hypocrites and people that they loathe themselves. I don't know. They're it's under ridiculous. This is so ridiculous. It has the country fallen apart in the past 4 years? Well, past 3 years. No. Only issues have been caused by them. It's true. It's, yeah. I don't want to, well, I guess I'm already too late. We are all political on this. But what are they running on? They're running on changing the country. It's like 90% of the people are happy with where they're at. So who are you going to convince? The 10% who will never be happy? The 10% that's already so Trump deranged you can't even talk to them rationally? The ones who are screaming about how wonderful their abortions are. Oh. If you know that video, oh my gosh, that woman is a psychotic. I don't even know who she is, but she's crazy. People of color is such a weird term. I know, we're all color. There's no black and white people out there. There's no grays. This is not, what is that? What was that show with the gray lady? Gigi Edgley? I've never even seen the show. Stargate. No, it's not Stargate. I don't remember. I need to voice a Smeagol. My precious. It's like they're possessed. I know. If I'm not a person of color, does that mean I've been desaturated? Did you see the pro-abortion rally in Mexico where the idiots hit their own people with a Molotov cocktail? What? Is there video? Hey, Media Free Monday, what are you doing?
I'm looking up.
What are you looking up, mister? Molotov cocktails rock massive Mexico women's march. Oh no. Oh no. All right, let's read this. I haven't seen it, but application window. Where is it? Chrome tab. Molotov cocktails. Share. All right. Nazi salutes, Molotov cocktails rock massive Mexico women's march. Mexico City. A group of women outside the Mexico City's main cathedral clashed on Sunday with men protesting abortion who made Nazi salutes among scuffles. Mexicans making Nazi salutes. This is what a world are we in here? Among scuffles that left dozens injured during a protest of tens of thousands. You know, if they're Argentinian or South American, I imagine there's still a lot of Nazis now, like actual real Nazis, like from Germany who escaped because Argentina was a socialist country at the time, still is really. And so they welcomed Nazis with open arms. Oh, are we not allowed to say that? So you never know. These might be actual Nazis coming up from South America. Tens of thousands of people on International Women's Day. The incidents reflected an undercurrent of anger throughout the day in which the city government said 80,000 people marched through Mexico City's historic core to the public square fronting the cathedral and National Palace. Did you guys know that Mexico City is actually sinking? Mexico City is built on an underground reservoir, an underground lake. And they've been pumping that water out of Mexico City. So the city has literally been sinking. Wearing green bandanas symbolizing support for abortion rights. Why green? Why green for abortion rights? That doesn't seem right. Is that like the green movement? Less babies, more plants. At least a dozen women ripped down banners describing abortion as femicide and set them on fire. The male anti-abortion proponents, some of whom had shaved heads and one of whom carried a whip, yelled vulgar slang in return. Mexico has a small ultranationalist movement that shares ideology with global hard right groups. I know nothing about Mexico's politics right now. In regard to this kind of stuff. Elsewhere in the city center, women in black masks and armed with hammers smashed the windshield of a car, overturned a van, and burnt doors of buildings. Burned, not burnt. Reuters, come on, man, burned. Right? It's burned, right? It's not burnt. Despite many protesters urging against violence, city authorities said the day's clashes left 65 people with injuries, including burns, but none life-threatening. Activists said they attended the show to show outrage over a wave of femicides in Mexico, which have risen 137% over the past 5 years. They're killing 10 women a day, the ones that we know about. In the country I've lived in my whole life, it's unacceptable, said preschool teacher Daniela Garcia, 33, who said she was especially upset by the recent kidnapping and murder of a 7-year-old girl. What is happening? Femicides? At the doors of the National Palace, the president lives. Activists toss Molotov cocktails over a contingent of policewomen in riot gear who were among nearly 3,000 female officers deployed during the march. One of the homemade bombs burst amid a cluster of protesters, setting the pants of a female photographer from the newspaper El Universal on fire. The newspaper said she was hospitalized with second-degree burns along the palace walls. Graffitied slogans rebuked the government, including "The president doesn't care about us" and "misogynist AMLO," referring to President Andrés Manuel López Obrador. Activists also used hammers to tear down a metal barrier surrounding the Bank of Mexico. Okay, these are Antifa. Some Mexican version of Antifa. Antifa. They call them Antifa. Antifa. And lit bonfires whose flames and smoke could be seen blocks away from the public square. Amid the flashpoints, protesters sang the anti-femicide anthem, Song Without Fear, and young women performed a lyrical dance to them that moved some observers to tears. Dancer Angelica Trevino, 26, said her jumps and spins were meant to express frustration. The moves were full of this helplessness, of this daily life, of not being able to be at peace. She said, it's something that brings all of us women here today. What is the femicide? Does anyone... I don't even want to look this up. Does anybody know what the femicide is? What does that even mean? The femicide. Are they targeting women? Or are they talking about women who die during the abortion procedure? I don't know. Claudia said that AMLO was Mexico's version of Trump. Don't know politics there. Yeah, I'm going to have to look it up. It's a global nationalist movement. Panic. A global. Isn't that like jumbo shrimp? What did I walk in from work to? We were talking about some demonstrations down in Mexico. Wait, what are you talking about? Ultranationalist article about how can you align with globalists when you're a nationalist? Yeah, it's oxymoronic. So basically, Mexican commies versus Mexican Nazis. I don't know. It's kind of hard to. This is bad TV. This is unresearched. Me just jumping into an article about a country. I know, granted, it's right next door, but I don't know about the internal politics. Who green for abortion rights? This doesn't make any sense to me. I know that seems like a silly little point to get hung up on, but if you've got black masked people, I don't know what that means either. I'm saying they're Antifa, but how am I supposed to know? Because in America, if you're a black masked person, you're Antifa. If you're in Hong Kong and you're a black masked person, you're fighting for freedom and personal responsibility, not totalitarian governments. So they have opposite ends. I don't know where the black masks in Mexico stand for. So I guess I probably could have got it if I read it slower and paid more attention. The Nazis had propaganda wings in Mexico and South America. La Raza actually has ties to National Socialism. Well, color me shocked. Just kidding. They still have large German towns in South America. Of course they do. And you know who those Germans are? Those Germans are Nazis and their immediate descendants. Because, Argentina is just a nicer place to live than Nazi Germany, I guess. Those dang Latino white supremacists. Dude, here's the thing. We get so hung up on race in this country. I mean, most of us don't, but the people who make an issue of it do. Cross that border. Go south of the American border. everyone south of there is way more racist than anyone north of that border. It is just a fact. And anyone who lives down there can absolutely attest to this. Racism in Mexico, in Argentina, in Peru, in Ecuador, in Chile, racism is way more prevalent down there than it is up here. We are like probably the least racist nation in the history of planet Earth. But, and maybe, you know what? Hey, let me give, maybe it's because it's such a topic, right? Maybe it's those squeaky wheel people constantly race hustling that has made America the least racist country in the history of the world. It's entirely possible. We're not perfect. We'll never be perfect. You can never expunge racism from planet Earth, but it's a fight worth fighting. I just don't. I think my version of fighting racism is to make light of it, to make it a joke, to make being a racist look stupid, right? That's my kind of attitude towards fighting racism. It's the Achibunkas, it's the Blazing Saddles. It's all that stuff we had in the 70s. We've been having this discussion for a very, very long time, since I was a wee lad. Actually, before I was born. And the way we used to deal with racism in this country was to mock it, not to go all Antifa about it, right? We mocked it and it got better. Of course, I grew up in Hawaii and California, so racism has never really been a big thing. I know there's still places here where it's a problem, but I still think that's the way to deal with it. Sanford and Son was better on racism. Yeah. Boom. It was great. Dude, it's funny. People forget in the 70s, like 5 out of the top 10 TV shows were featuring black families, like starring black families. You had Sanford and Son. You had Good Times. You had the Jeffersons. You had what was the other one? Now, that's just 3 that I can remember, but it was like these were the top shows in America. This horribly racist country, which by the way, it was like 12% of the population was black at the time. So if the top shows are based on black families, that means the majority of people watching TV were enjoying watching just black life. I mean, there were comedies. They weren't mocking black people. That wasn't. You watched these shows, right? Right? It was just like the reality of, well, not the reality. It was TV, but it was the situations of black families in different, parts of the black world, like Sanford and Son. They weren't, that wasn't the Jeffersons. Jeffersons was moving on up, dealing with racism in a high class environment, dealing with life in a high class environment. George Jefferson was the most racist person on the show. But you had taken that directly out of All in the Family, where like you had George Jefferson as the counterpart to Archie Bunker, who was also, so they were like the 2 most racist people on the shows, right? But it was racism out of ignorance, and then you had all these counterintuitive voices to the racism, making the racism look stupid. And that was Wheezy's job on the Jeffersons. She was the rational, reasonable one, and all of the racist stuff that George said, she made it look stupid. That's how you dealt with it, and that's how, I thought that was so much better than getting on a thing and screaming and yelling and causing people to hate each other because of racism, which is just fueling racism. A Different World. There's another one. The Cosby Show. That was in the 80s. Yep. Flip Wilson Comedy Show. What's Happening? What's Happening was great. Those, yeah. At least Mike didn't name Soul Train. Honestly, I wasn't real big on watching any dancing disco shows. Even as a child, dancing disco shows were not my thing. Pete Mack says, what does he say here?
And now for something completely different.
I probably should have had the Bible queued up when I did that. What time are we in? Oh, yeah. Let's get to the Bible. Let's see if the Bible today will feed into anything relating to what we're discussing. We are in Psalm chapter 43, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. Git says, Red Fox had the best quote when asked about racism. He was part white, black, Native American, and more. Quote, I wouldn't know who to hate with my family. That's right. That's right. Weezy George. I can't do that. That's a very hard. First of all, she's a woman, so. Hey. What's happening? All right, let's get going. Psalm chapter 43. Judge me, oh God. Isn't that funny? People spend so much time saying, don't judge me. I don't want to be judged. No one gets to judge me. And here's the Bible, just asking God, the creator, the perfect creator of the universe, whose measure is absolute perfection. And the humility of the psalmist just coming right out and asking God, judge me, oh God, and plead my cause against an ungodly nation. That is where we are. Oh, deliver me from the deceitful and unjust man. Plead my cause against an ungodly nation. I know this is probably David. And is his nation, and he's the king. So his situationally, what he's praying is one thing, but how we can read it, that's the thing about the Bible, is you can be reading the Bible and it is having a subjective calling or outreach. I don't know how to say it. It's like touching. I don't know if I have any ballpoints. I don't know if that works. You can try it. And so he's in his situation. He's pleading that. But we can take this and we can say, plead my cause against an ungodly nation, because we are in. I mean, as many Christians as there are in this country, we can see this country heading towards hell, right? I mean, the culture is just sliding down that slippery slope. Ungodliness, good becoming evil, evil becoming good, confusing truth with lies. Deliver me from the deceitful and unjust man, for thou art the God of my strength. Why dost thou cast me off? Why go I mourning because of the oppression of the enemy? O send out thy light and thy truth. Let them lead me. Let them bring me to the holy hill and to thy tabernacles. Then will I go unto the altar of God, unto God my exceeding joy. Yea, upon the harp will I praise thee, O God, my God. And that is just worship. I do love. Hey, Micah, can you close the door? Are you still there? Can you close the door, please? when worship just, I don't know, just like reaches into your heart and just pulls on you, right? And you just fall into, I don't know. I wish I had better words. You just fall into the arms of the Spirit. I guess that's how I can illustrate it. And it just comes pouring out of you, and you just have this moment or this time when you are just in praise and gratitude and love, and you're experiencing exceeding joy. I love those moments. I wish it was every time I worshiped. I wish I could just click and fall into that frame of mind, frame of spirit, or whatever it is. But it's so great when it happens. Why art thou cast down, O my soul? And why art thou disquieted within me? Hope in God. Hope in God, for I shall yet praise him, who is the health of my countenance and my God. Ooh, such a short one. Rhaegar says, I thought about changing my name to Judgy McJudgeface to spite people who misuse. Judge not, lest ye be judged. Well, because you'd be judged. You'd have to change your name to Judged, lest you be judged. All right, later pots. Keeping us on track. Psalm 91. Why are you bringing up Psalm 91, Jay Hamilton? You want me to go to... What's up, Migs? Matthew 24:10. Why are you guys just bringing up random chapters? All right, let's go to Matthew 24:10 first. I feel like I just read that. Matthew 24:10. And then let's read it in context. Then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. Oh, yeah, this is the end times. And let's just read it. And Jesus went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him for to show him the buildings of the temple. And Jesus said to him, See ye not all these things? Verily, I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. I want to stop here. Because this is an amazing prophecy. So what happened, it took, for those who don't know, the temple took generations, I think. I can't remember. It says how long it took. It took a really, really long time to build the temple. I think it was might have been like 40 years, not generations. But, and as described in the Bible, it was inlaid. The entire Holy of Holies was inlaid with gold. It looked like Trump's apartment, but it was like 24 karat gold inlaid all over this thing. And like I said, it took a long time to build this. And what happened for you to be standing there and saying, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. So in, I think it was 66 AD, and I think it was Trajan, someone can correct me if I'm wrong, when he ordered the destruction of Jerusalem and the scattering of the Jews, they burned the temple to the ground, right? And it collapsed. But just a collapsed building does not mean that one stone will not be left upon another. They knew that the Roman, whatever the guy in charge, he knew that there was gold in there, that all that gold in there had been probably melted and it was down there. So he ordered the stone by stone dismantling of the temple. So they took away every stone to get to the gold that had been melted down, and it was inside to get all the gold. Was it 70 AD? I thinking it was 66. Oh, the first persecution was 66. That's right, 70 AD. Thank you, Dry Designs. I was confusing my persecution against the Jews. Sorry. Yeah, so this prophecy, not one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. I mean, I don't think the Roman leader, whoever, I can't remember who ordered it, I think it was Trajan, heard the prophecy and then was like, well, we should make sure we do this because Jesus said so. Anyways, I just thought I'd point that out. As he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came to him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? What shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? And Jesus answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying that I am Christ, and shall deceive many. Jim Jones, cultists, things like that. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye not be troubled, for these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences, and earthquakes in divers places. All these are the beginnings of sorrows. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. This is interesting because as a Christian, you'd think he's talking about us, but he's talking about nations of all nations. Is he talking about the Jews? Interesting question, because the Gentiles is not a nation. The church is not a nation. I don't recall the church ever being referred to as a nation. But the Jews, Israel, is a nation. You shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. Vespasian's son Titus. Okay, so not Trajan. Titus destroyed the temple in 70 AD. All right. I was close. T. Got my Titus and my Trajan and my tidy whities. Alrighty. And then shall many be offended and shall betray one another and shall hate one another, and many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. But he that shall endure until the end, the same shall be saved. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. When ye therefore see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet stand in the holy place, whoso readeth, let him understand. Then let him which be in Judea flee unto the mountains. All right, for those who don't understand that is why people firmly believe that the third temple must be built before the end, because you cannot have an abomination of desolation. The abomination of desolation is when a unclean sacrifice and a non-Jewish ruler sits in the temple. Wait, I don't know about the it's the what is the word? Desecration. It's the desecration of the sacrifice. And I think, gosh darn it, I have to go back and read this. It's been a while. Victor says, do you want to go on a trip to experience the places Jesus walked, like the cliff he stood on where the devil tried to recruit him? Sure. Yeah, actually I do. Like having the Dome of the Rock on the Temple Mount. Well, that's not the temple, though. That's not the temple. That's just, right? That's just dirt. What you need is the temple. The abomination of desolations would be, it would be like if you had the Muslims sacrificing to Allah in the temple. That would be an abomination of desolations. That's probably what's going to happen, actually. Let him which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house. Need to let him which is all right. It just means this is where things are gonna rile up. Someone else was pointing out Psalm 91. Why Psalm 91? Psalm. I mean, it's not like we won't get to Psalm 91. We will, but it may take a couple months. Bing, pow. I'd like to see the Fortress of Masada. Oh, yeah. Mike, you're such a biblical and historical scholar. I think it took to the Holy Land would be a great goal. You can make videos. Actually, our church is going to the Holy Land in November. I would love to go, but I have a family of 7. So that would be an extraordinarily expensive trip. For my family to go. I wouldn't want to just go by myself. I don't know how I could make that happen. It would be fantastic. I would absolutely love it. Wasn't there a river someone was baptized in? You mean the Jordan? Yeah. Psalm 91. All right, let's read through this. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, he is my refuge and my fortress, my God. In him will I trust. Surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover thee with his feathers. Under his wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked. Because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation. There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. For he shall give his angels charge over thee, to keep thee in all thy ways. They shall bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against a stone. Thou shalt tread upon the lion and adder, the young lion and the dragon shalt thou trample under feet. The dragon, because he hath set his love upon me, therefore will I deliver him. I will set him on high, because he hath known my name. He shall call upon me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. With long life will I satisfy him and show him my salvation. I'd say it's a good psalm, but they're all good psalms because they're the Psalms. It's the Bible, baby. This is the verse that the devil used to tempt Christ. Yeah, yep, that's right. Thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy God. Victor says, I can't find it in Google Maps. You can't find the River Jordan? What's that other place called that's really cool? Hell. What? All right. There you go, River. Victor. That's the River Jordan. The red line. There you All right. Oh, we got about 4.5 minutes left. Let's see what you all might be chit-chatting about in her. You could just take the Eden and Elijah and do another trip later when the little ones grow up a little bit. Just a thought. We'll have to. I don't know. We'll have to see. I'd love to do it. It would be fantastic, but yeah. 2-week quarantine to any travelers to Israel right now. My mom literally got back from Israel today. Oh, really, Captain Heltz? What? Wouldn't you be a millionaire in Jerusalem? No. And it still costs thousands of dollars to get there and back and eat and stuff. Get around. Everyone is getting Psalm 91 at the moment. Praise God. Oh, are you saying that this is a psalm that people are using to say that believers are immune from the coronavirus? Because we do get sick. Believers do get sick. I don't know if this counts as a plague. So and times even the rhythm of the nation. I see China may counter the locusts in Pakistan with 100,000 duck army. Oh, that'd be interesting. That'd be a fun thing. Bianca says $30,000 vacation. Yeah, I don't think it'd be that much, but let's see, 7 people. If it was $2,500 per person, that's a lot of money. $21,000. Yeah, I couldn't afford that. That'd be crazy. I should start a GoFundMe. Hey, send me and my family to Israel. FedEx the fam. Just make sure to add some air holes in the cardboard box. Louisiana got its first coronavirus today. Yeah. You guys want to do an update on the coronas? Coronavirus map. You know what I do want to share here real quick. Whoops. Can't make sure. I don't want to go there. 4502. So there's this weird thing. Bless this mess. It went up to 85 or 86 backers, and then people backed out. And then I went and I looked at the people who backed out. And because you see up here in this little corner, oh, you can't see it. It's behind the Friday Night Bullpen. That's my icon. I went and I looked at the icons of the people who backed out, and they totally look like SJWs. I know you can't necessarily tell, but you can tell. So obviously somebody like some of these guys are like, oh my gosh, look at this, and it looks so good, and blah blah blah. And they were like, one of these guys bought the $90 package and blah blah blah. And then they probably went and who is this Mac S. Miller? And then looked me up, and they're like, oh, he's a Bible believing Christian. I don't want to support that. But so we got some people backing out. Whatever. 25 times 7 is 18,500. Oh yeah, I was multiplying it by 30. Sorry, I'm a dumb. I have to fumble my way through signing up for Kickstarter in the next 12 days. Bad math. Shut up. I legit recommend a crowdfunding because it's not really a vacation as much as a pilgrimage and educational value. I just don't. Who is going to support me and my family going to Israel? I don't see it happening. So just start Mike S. Millerstrees. Yeah, thank you, Captain Hells. Please do consider supporting Bless This Mess. That would be a great blessing to my mess. Yeah, move the family to South Carolina first, then wait a couple of years. gosh, I'd love to go with my church. I love my church. So what were we doing? Looking for coronavirus live science, coronavirus US map. Oh, we're over an hour already. Dang it. We are over an hour. So total confirmed cases 560, deaths 22. Yeah, I'm not really scared. I'm not really worried about it. But I wash my hands a lot. And, try to stay healthy. This isn't going to hurt you. I mean, if you get sick, it's most people, it's just like a cold. It may mean that you get your, what do you call it? People are susceptible to it because it has a long gestation period and all that stuff. Yeah, this show went by fast. I know. I'm sure, but I'd like to think you'd like to go and not become poor. Yeah, right. Need money? Start a cult. Yeah, not really my thing though. Bless may be a giveaway. Well, hey, if it doesn't get to 10,000, then it's just canned. I'm not doing it. So, which would suck because I really want to have printed copies. I guess I could just print some because I could do digital press and do them one at a time and then just make some for my family or whatever. But it is what it is. If it doesn't fund, it doesn't fund. If you want it, then get out there and promote it. Let people know this is a great, fun thing. So bless this mess, ladies and gentlemen. California 100. We have 100, but it includes the Grand Princess. You can't include a freaking. It was a, what do you call it? Liner. It was a cruise ship. They're including the cruise ship, so they're giving California 100. That's not fair. I don't want 100. New York is 106. Virginia, Wisconsin. You know what? Time to just slap some lamb's blood up on our doorposts. Keep that plague away from our house. Anyways, I would buy a hardback copy, custom made if necessary. Well, Pete Mac, get in there. You know what? If it doesn't get over 10,000, it doesn't go. And you don't get charged unless it goes. So you might as well just go for broke. I can't read the name of this Corona website. It is livescience.com. Coronavirus updates, United States updates. Just livescience.com. Anyways, that's it for me, ladies and gentlemen. Like, subscribe. Please subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, then subscribe. And then tell someone else to subscribe. And then you tell 2 people, and they tell 2 people, and then they tell 2 people, and then they tell 2 people. And after that, yeah, we just get better. I don't know what I'm doing tonight. Corey Black Garrett said he can't make it for Nerds of the Round Table. What is it? Oh gosh, that's in an hour, even if I do it. So I might not do it tonight. I might. I don't know. I got so much to do and it's already so late. But we'll see you guys tonight for something. Probably. So anyways, God bless. Have a great day. Love to you all and spend more time with Jesus. Bye.
Back in line, you dog! On your feet! Get them going!